You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I guess we all know right now there's a chance, I would say good chance, that one Pete Carroll may not return to the Las Vegas Raiders. I got to admit, I completely whiffed on this. I thought Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, they're going to stabilize this whole thing in Vegas. However, and I've talked about this before, and it was well chronicled when in the before Chip Kelly is fired days, I was shocked when they hired Chip Kelly to run the offense. And then on top of it, well, they traded away Jacoby Myers. Far and away their best receiver, by the way, that wasn't fitting in Chip Kelly's offense. Chip Kelly didn't want to throw the ball to Jacoby Myers. And it's been a disaster. All right? So I think a lot of us anticipate that Pete Carroll may get his retirement papers sooner than later. And I've got two things involving Pete Carroll. And one, the big one is, who is going to make the decision about Pete Carroll? Who's going to order the code red? You know, if one's ordered. I mean, I guess there's an outside chance Pete could come back. I just don't. I would be shocked. I would be shocked at this point. There have been a few indicators that Pete Carroll probably won't be back in Vegas next year. But according to SI's Hondo Carpenter, there's one dynamic to the situation that makes the outcome difficult to predict. Quote, I still think the decision maker is not going to be Tom Brady. The decision is not going to be John Spytek. It is going to be Mark Davis, Carpenter said on the Las Vegas Raiders Insider Podcast. If I had to guess, and it's an educated guess, a.k.a., well, when people say educated guess like Hondo, he's probably been told something. I think there will be a significant amount of people in Mark's ears saying, let's move on from Pete, and it's going to be interesting to watch how it goes. It's a complete crapshoot. Reading between the lines, it sounds like Spytek and Brady would probably like to be done with Carroll's experiment when the season is over. No one knows what Davis is thinking. Well, we know one thing. Tom Brady really wanted Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson did not really want the Raiders at all. We can say this. Tom Brady probably would have got that one right? After seeing what's going on with the Bears. However, the Bears made some pretty good moves in the offseason too. So we can't, it's not an exact comparable situation. All right. I mean, they rebuilt the O-line with Chicago. It's been unbelievable what that dude's done to the running game in Chicago. It has been rumored that the Raiders would like to pursue a, quote, negotiated resolution to the buyout. So we're going to come over here because there's information on that. And Pete Carroll is not going to go calmly into the night, good sir. That's not happening. Pete Carroll's like, nah. Pete Carroll has been very vocal, too, about the fact that, I mean, you can tell he's in shock. He's shocked that it went this badly. And he's been very open about that. After a 2-12 start to the season, every indication is that Pete Carroll is most likely going to get a pink slip. By all accounts, Carroll signed a 3-year deal in January, and a report this week suggested the team would like to negotiate a, quote, negotiated resolution to his time in Vegas, where the 74-year-old head coach could avoid being fired. Quote, something has to change, Mike Florio wrote on Pro Football Talk. But will it? Coach Pete Carroll shouldn't want to stay. The Raiders shouldn't want him to stay. Current speculation per league source centers around some sort of negotiated resolution pursuant to which Carroll retires and gets a portion of what's owed. The Raiders, we're told, will be financially off the hook as to former coach Antonio Pierce, since he only signed a 2-year deal when he got the job in 2024. I didn't think about that, but that's right. That's right. According to Hondo Carpenter of SI, I want to pick my words. If the Raiders want to move on from Pete, that's going to be their decision. But I do not see a scenario in which it's a mutual retirement. I'm just telling you. So it sounds like Pete ain't going to want to negotiate shit. In other words, it sounds like he's intent on getting all of his guaranteed money. Now, the other thing that we've learned is that they tried to hire Robert Saleh to be the defensive coordinator. And, of course, Kyle Shanahan, the connection with Kyle already, Saleh was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm going back to the 49ers. And I'm here to tell you, Robert Saleh done one hell of a damn job with the 49ers because, well, the majority of that defense has been hurt all this year. And, well, if we win out, we can still get the number 1 overall seed. And I say we because I'm a Niners fan. So that comes to the next thing. Robert Saleh is probably going to be a head coach after this season. He's going to get another shot. And there's going to be plenty of places that he could go. A lot of people believe that they're going to go full court press to get Saleh this time and bring him into the fold, right? Bring him onto the team. Now, question is, there's other clubs out there. Like, the Titans could go after him. The other thing is, I cover the Browns a lot on this channel. I could see Tom Brady being enamored with Kevin Stefanski. All right? I could see that, possibly. If Kevin Stefanski gets let go, we keep hearing he's going to shoot to the top of the list of head coaching candidates, much to the disbelief of Browns fans, and I get it. I mean, the last 2 years have been bad, but people from outside the league see what and know what Stefanski's had to deal with from a personnel standpoint and a management standpoint, i.e. his owner is Jimmy Haslam, and they traded for Deshaun Watson. And, by the way, everybody and their mama knows they traded Joe Flacco, and he didn't want him traded. Not only that, but they didn't bother to tell him they were trading him, which is bleeped up. I mean, that is effed up. So you got to wonder because, I mean, Brady's going to want you. There's going to be a splash going on here. Now, is Mark Davis really going to let him go? It hasn't been that long ago. There were rumors swirling around about a unretirement of Derek Carr and a reuniting with John Gruden. I want to see that happen just because, well, I mean, for the selfish interest of this channel, it would be unbelievably interesting. And, I mean, who the hell doesn't want to see John Gruden back on the side of a NFL? Like, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm sprinting to hire John Gruden. If I'm the Browns, I'm sprinting to hire John Gruden. I don't understand why he's not considered the number 1 choice overall, but that's neither here nor there. I know a lot of fans are split over that. I'm sorry, we're not offended by anything on this channel, really and truly. Tell me what you think. Pete Carroll's like, nah, you're firing me, you're paying me. Biatches. But Mark Davis sounds like he's the one that's got to order the code red. I got to tell you, Mark Davis is going to have a harder time firing Pete Carroll than he did Josh McDaniels or Antonio Pierce. I mean, Pete Carroll's he's got a ring, and he's got a collegiate championship and a Super Bowl championship, and a lot of years in the league. That's going to be different. That firing's going to land different if Mark Davis has got to do it. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.